Martin Scorsese's long-awaited gangster film The Irishman has finally been completed. The film is finished, the trailer has been released, and the movie will have its world premiere next month at the New York Film Festival. All that remains is to know when general audiences will be able to see it. In 2017, Scorsese struck a deal with Netflix that saw him land a $160 million plus budget for his film. Instead of Netflix releasing the movie on their streaming service exclusively like they do with the majority of their titles, The Irishman's release pattern will mimic the likes of Roma and The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, which played in select cinemas and had at least 2 weeks of theatre showings to qualify for the Academy Awards. At the moment, we as the general audience are currently in limbo, as we know the movie is going to play in some cinemas and is going to be released on Netflix. We just don't know which cinemas and we don't know when. And a recent report suggests that even Netflix themselves aren't entirely sure. Because of their hunt for a Best Picture Oscar, Netflix is going to push for a stronger theatre run this year, more so than their last Oscar hopeful, Roma. The studio is in talks with AMC Theatres and Cineplex to organise the film's theatre release schedule, but according to AMC's chief executive, Adam Aron, I quote, "The outcome of those conversations is not yet clear." So what's going on is this. Netflix is butting heads with the two studios, and even at this late stage, so close to the release of The Irishman, it doesn't seem a compromise has been found. The theatre chains are asking for a traditional 3-month release period for the film, and during this time they do not want the movie available for streaming on Netflix. Naturally, they don't want potential customers not turning up for showings and watching the film at home instead. However, this goes against Netflix's way of doing things, and having Netflix's biggest ever movie out for 3 months in cinemas before it hits their streaming services would be seen as a disservice to their subscribers. According to the New York Times, talks between the studios stalled in July and have only recently been picked back up. Representatives for Netflix, Martin Scorsese, and Cineplex have all declined to comment on the situation. So it's all up in the air at the moment, and it seems no one knows exactly when The Irishman is coming out, which cinemas it'll be screened at, and for how long. It's actually a really interesting battle, because this isn't just a case of Netflix fighting to qualify for an Academy Award. That's the easy part, but they are attempting to overhaul an anti-streaming bias from the traditional Oscar crowd that could result in a historical change in the mindset of the way movies are viewed, if successful. And it's even more interesting that the film itself is directed by a cinema purist, a man who believes cinema is the primary way to watch films. In some ways, Netflix holds the cards. After all, the film is in their hands, but in other ways, they are being boxed in and shut out. It's fascinating to see how this all plays out. Thanks for watching.